Ryan House with Frazier Financial. We're here to talk today about a new Ohio tax credit. This is a pretty rare thing. This is free money from your government with a lot of caveats and details. So we'll go into those details here in a minute. In short, there's a new tax credit program in Ohio. This started in 2021. This gives you a tax credit after you donate to a private school in the state of Ohio. Each person can get a credit up to $750. So married couples filing joint, that's $1,500. Any individual returns $750. And that matches your donation dollar for dollar. As a quick reminder, a tax credit is much better than a tax deduction. So this is a tax credit in Ohio. It's just $1 coming back to your tax return, and that offsets another $1 of tax. So again, you give away $750, you get a tax credit of the same $750. This tax credit is not refundable, so your tax burden in Ohio needs to be at least $750 or $1,500. But that's a pretty low bar. Most folks are going to have at least that much in Ohio tax to pay. The first big question is, what schools can you support? So this is any private school in Ohio could receive this money. You need to go through a couple procedures and rules to make sure you do it correctly. We really think this is a huge benefit to support schools in an even bigger way than what you're doing now. This money goes direct to scholarship funds. So if you think about how many people are paying tax in Ohio, this could really be a big influx of dollars to scholarship funds for private schools. If you are not currently donating to any private schools, or you don't have any family attending and you're not interested, it's going to get really boring from here on out, so I won't be hurt. Go ahead and turn off the screen, close your Instagram, however you're watching this. So I mentioned nearly all private schools in Ohio can work through in this program. We have many clients and friends who support a lot of the Catholic schools around town. We know friends at Worthington Christian, that's school Josh and I attended, Wellington, Columbus Academy, CSG Academy, could go on through a long list. So all of those schools can receive this scholarship fund donation, and you can get a full tax credit, and it is a free donation, money in, money out, nothing out of your pocket. So we'll go into some detail on how to actually make this donation. Most of these schools have some pretty good info on their websites. Not all of them do. I've done some research, and we'll post a list of the most common schools we talk about and how to go and find this information for them. If you need more help with a specific school that I haven't mentioned, or any of the schools that I have, of course, reach out to me or your primary advisor. We're happy to help do a little research on your behalf. Now we'll dive into a couple details. You need to donate to the correct fund to make this whole process work. The qualified entities in Ohio are called Certified Scholarship Granting Organizations. For simplicity and time, I'm going to call them SGOs. So these SGOs provide tuition assistance and scholarships to K-12 students at Ohio private schools. In donating to one of these SGOs, you would then direct your donation to a specific school. So there is one SGO, for instance, that can support all of the diocesan schools in Columbus. You could go through and pick St. Bridget or St. Andrew or whatever school you would like, and that school will receive those scholarship dollars. This is a government operation, so they had to use a lot of acronyms, and it's a little bit confusing. So SGOs all have their own name. I think they're very confusing. As an example, a half dozen of them have the word diocese or Catholic, but not all of those can support Columbus area Catholic schools. It might be even more confusing for other Christian schools and non-religious schools. The SGO names don't really relate to who they're going to support. So we've tried to make that a little simpler for you today. If you're looking for a specific school to support, go ahead and look through our notes that we'll post online. We'll have links to all of the schools where we know people are already giving. And you can also look at an Ohio website that lists all of the SGOs where you can donate. And those SGOs mostly have their own websites, which also list the schools that you can support through donating to them. In 2021, there were only 7 approved SGOs in Ohio. This year, 2022, we're up to 19. So there appears to be some momentum behind this program. Hopefully it'll get a little easier in future years to get the full tax advantage. Here's a run through on the mechanics to actually make your donation. So you're going to donate $750 to an SGO. Then you're going to direct that donation to the school that you want to support. You have to do this in 2022. You're not going to get the money back until you file your tax return, so there's going to be a few month lag. All of the SGOs that we look through allow donations online, so you can do credit cards, debit cards through their websites. If you have a spouse or a partner, you can have them do another $750. People who file married joint will get $1,500. If it's two non-married people filing two single returns, each can get $750. A really important step in this process is to tell your tax preparer that you did this. There's not a lot of connectivity between the state taxing authority and the IRS and all of these various charities and scholarship funds. So you need to tell your tax preparer. For many of you, that's Andy Gephardt. Andy would love if you would please tell him that you did this, and then we'll make sure we handle it on your tax return. So those are details on this new tax credit program in Ohio. Again, this is all about supporting private schools in Ohio. Some quick highlights here and a quick summary. This is a $750 donation, which gets you a $750 tax credit. So that's why we're saying it's free money. It's paid in full by your Ohio tax credit. I mentioned already, this is specific to Ohio, so it needs to be an Ohio private school. You also need to be an Ohio tax filer. I know we have a lot of friends and clients around the country and they have family here. If you're not filing in Ohio, log off. You do have to make this donation in 2022. I would do that by the middle of December, just so you don't run into any administrative delays, holiday deadlines, that kind of thing. And then I'll mention it again, you have to tell your tax preparer that you did this. So let us know if we're doing your taxes. Certainly let your other tax preparers know. If you're doing your taxes online, we don't know how this is going to work in software like TurboTax. So question mark there. There's certainly a lot of bad news in 2022. We're really excited for ideas like this that help save you a little bit of money on your taxes. Investments make a lot of headlines, but really solid tax planning is how we try to pay for ourselves, and that's how advisors can add a huge amount of value to your life. As always, our team is here working very hard on your behalf. We're really excited to talk to you. If you have questions about this strategy, other taxes, certainly the markets are on your mind, don't hesitate, pick up the phone, call your primary advisor, and we're here to help.